So before the business side of fashion, did you have any experience in business or did you learn on the job?
I had literally no experience like in business at all, man. I think because when I finished uni and that, and then I went snowboarding like full time, I had to it was like that. I was my business. It's like, right, I need to go and do this thing, get these sponsors. They'll pay for this, they'll pay for that, and work out how I was an asset. And I think that really helped me to understand the value of things as well. But in terms of like, I was also, one other thing I was doing, I think I had always like a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit because I was quite good at writing. So while I was snowboarding, I was like, man, I need to earn some more money. And so I just started contacting all of I'd go skateboarding all the time, snowboarding, and I'd have all these ideas in my head about like really interesting stories and articles and stuff like that. So I just started hitting up all of the big magazines and saying, I can write you stories. How much will you pay me if I do this article for this magazine? And start submitting stuff. And they paid like decent money. Okay. So I got this to this sort of point where I was writing a lot, and I was getting paid like, you know, a few £100 here, a few £100 there, to the point like, and this is a long time ago. So I was like, man, I'm doing a right out of the writing. And I'd probably like 20 different mags I was writing for at one point. So I knew that side of like how to like flip a talent to make some dough. Yeah, and then, but when it actually comes to the fundamentals of like business, and we're talking all the boring stuff like tax and VAT and margin and markups and, you know, all sorts of stuff you don't think you're going to get involved in. I've got to take this guy to court because he ain't paid me no money, or whatever it might look like, you know, importing, exporting. I had to learn all that on the job. And that's sometimes, I think that's the best thing. So one thing I know is that it's always good to have done everything to a degree, because then you can't kid a kidder. Someone comes in, oh no, this, and something goes wrong. It's like, I know how that's done. You f up, just admit it. Don't try and pull the wool over my eyes, you know? I always believe you always bring people into your business who are better than you at those certain things. But at the same time, to have the knowledge of fundamentally how things are done is invaluable, because then you can assist people find solutions or whatever, but you also know when someone's trying to stitch you up, whether they work for you or whether there's someone else in another company that's trying to do something. So, yeah, I didn't know anything. That's the bottom line. Fashion.